Welcome to the Intuitive Therapist Podcast with Janis R. Cohen, therapist, clairvoyant, empath, and medium. Listen in as she takes a no-nonsense deep dive into real human struggles and how to resolve them. Janis will share channeled information from her spirit guide team, as well as the angels and archangels, to help you master your emotional, physical, financial, and spiritual destiny. And now, Janis R. Cohen.
Hey y'all, this is Janis Cohen, the Intuitive Therapist, here on the Intuitive Therapist Podcast. I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody is adjusting to the limitations. I hope everybody's being careful about how you're handling your health and exposure to everybody else. I want to talk to you today. This is an interesting episode. And I called it The Bookkeeper. You know, we meet people in our lives. There's a saying, you know, some people come into your life for a season, a reason, a lifetime. And it's so true. And as you know, we have bargained with the universe, our soul has, to pull in all of these people to benefit us, for us to grow. Right? That's always my message. I always know that everything in life is useful. But how do we know why people come in until like things have ended? Or, you know, how do we know how much to invest in certain relationships if we kind of don't come with some x-ray vision? Now, I've talked a lot about really knowing yourself, really paying attention to what works for you, what doesn't, what you're looking for in life, what is it that you really want, exploring who you are, shoring those parts of you up that need to be shored up so that you can call in all the good stuff. I've talked about all of those things. So when you pull people into your life, you have to understand you have asked for those experiences. People who have hurt you, people who have brought you joy, people who you've been romantically linked with, people who you come in contact with business, people on the street. You've called in all of those experiences, called in all of those people. And so I want to talk to you today about, you know, why certain people hang around and why they don't. Now, there are going to be a lot of people that you're going to meet in your life that you'll think that they have no use in your life. Like they were here for a moment, you experienced disappointment, and then you're like, yeah, okay, whatever. Don't need them anymore. And maybe that's pretty much true. But here's the thing. They bring something to you. Your job is to figure out what that is. So it may be that you put too much trust into somebody from the get-go, and you need to shore that up. For some people, it takes one experience of that. For some people, it takes a number of experiences for that. Maybe you're somebody who wants to be loved so much that your bar is set so low for how you were treated that if you get any attention at all for you, you interpret that as love. So you got to shore up that part, right? We pull people in to teach us everything we need. And everybody is your mirror. That's Southern. It's spelled M-I-R-R-O-R. I call it mirror. Everybody is your mirror, right? So the thing is, everybody's got their own stuff to deal with, right? But people bring to you their stuff so that you can be provoked to work on your stuff. And the content of today's episode is no different than all of the times that I've talked about this. But the particular people that come into your life that stay do it for a reason. You will ultimately figure out what that is depending on the kind of relationship you have. But when I was thinking about this topic today, a question came up that I want to kind of put out there, which is, why do we only have a few people who are really in our lives for the long haul? Why is that? I mean, I know so many people who love to have like this big group of connections, like that's their gig. They're very, very socially connected. Um, and they're not somebody who really likes to necessarily just focus on only a couple of friends. I'm the opposite. I have in my little house of connection a few very, very deep, long lasting friendships. Two or three people, really, that's it. Doesn't mean I don't form close connections with other people. I do. I love connection. I love meeting new people. Um, but I only need a few people in my life who know me, who love me, who value me, um, and who stick around. Like, that's it. So today's episode is really all about why why it is that you keep certain people and why other people keep you, right? There was a quote that I saw on Facebook. Of course, get a lot from social media. Love it for the most part. Um, but here's the quote. There are two people you'll meet in your life. One will run a finger down the index of who you are and jump straight to the parts of you that pique their interest. Kind of like we do when we're looking at the table of contents. We're like, oh, I don't want to read the whole book. I don't want to invest that much, but I kind of like this part, so I'm going to use this part of this person. I'm going to connect with this part of this person that makes me feel good or makes me feel better or gives me what I believe I need. And I'm just going to focus on that because I don't want to deal with the rest. The other will take his or her time reading through every one of your chapters and maybe fold corners of you that inspired them the most. So they'll pay attention to the whole book, they'll read it, won't be necessarily invested in everything, they'll skim. But they'll say, oh, okay, I think I want to do more than just kind of invest in one part. I want to take a number of parts of this person that inspire me, that I connect with, so that I can kind of revisit it again, right? So maybe I'll be more invested, but not entirely. And I'll just use what I got from them to benefit me. You're going to meet these two people. It's a given. It's the third that you'll never see coming. There's a third person. And this third person is not the one that stays around for a reason, right? That's the first one. The one who runs a finger down the index of who you are and jumps straight to the parts of you that pique their interest. And then they leave. It's not the person that's around for a season, the other one that will take his or her time reading through every one of your chapters and maybe fold corners of you that inspired them. This, my dear, is the one that stays around for a lifetime. And that one person or few people, because we only have a couple of them, this person not only finishes your sentences, but keeps the book. So when you think about the relationships in your life, you can look at, I want you to imagine a bullseye. You're the red center, and then each of the circles outside of you are the connections that you have and the depth of the connection that you have. We all have these different people along the spectrum of closeness and connection. You will get into a trap if you believe that every single person you encounter will be a deep connection. Not the case. You'll get burned because your expectations of somebody who does not have the capacity to be present deeply with you and for you, you will be very, very disappointed. So you can't apply the same expectations to everybody because A, they're not capable, B, they haven't earned it. People have to earn you. Right? They have to earn your trust. It's not given. Parents too. Parents don't just, it's not an automatic just because they birthed you that you can respect them and trust them. They have to earn that. Same thing with a romantic partner. Same thing with a potential affiliate or connection with business partner. Same thing with a friend. Pets are totally different because they just love bugs and, they'll love you through anything. I'm not talking about pets. talking about people, right? So we can't just give away parts of ourselves. We have to, as you know, we want to form meaningful connections. But most people can't offer that because most people are on a path to really get to know themselves, and they're really not interested in the whole package. But there's one or two people in your life, and God willing, you have that in your family, and then it extends out to a few people in your life who will stick around, who won't just choose a piece or a part of you to take from, or who won't just look through your whole book and go, yeah, that might work. I think I'll come back to that. But people who really stick around, who say, I want to take this book home, meaning you. I want to keep this. And look at your life. See how you show up in that way. Who have you done that with? Who have you done that with? One of the biggest pieces of information I want you to take from today is that not everybody in every relationship, and I know I'm telling you what you already know, but I'm going to say it anyway, not everybody's going to give you everything that you need, right? Some people will give you kind of superficial companionship, which is great. If you're going out in the dating world and you need a wingman or a wing lady, they can be that, but outside of that, you can't really rely on them because they're flaky. Some people will be deeper, where, you can go out to lunch with them, have some fairly meaningful conversation, and then that's kind of it. You part ways, and eventually you come back to each other maybe 6 months later, right? Catch up. You care for each other, but you're not really that invested. And then there are those people who, you embrace, and they embrace you. So be mindful of the expectations that you have of other people. Be mindful that not everybody is capable and can give you the depth that you need. And be prepared to embrace those people that really do, and be able to embrace others in that way. Life is full of experiences, full of people. Allow yourself and open up your arms and heart to give love and compassion to everyone, especially those people that leave because they're meant to, and they're dropping off valuable information to you about you that you use and that you pass on. My opinion is life is all about the pay it forward. Life is all about learning what you need to learn and contribute to somebody else in the world. And I hope that you realize that every single relationship you will have, is just that. It's there to contribute to you. And then you're there to pay it forward. So I hope that you will look back on every single experience you've had, painful or joyful, disappointing, exciting, that you look back on every relationship and find a golden nugget. Thank the person for the opportunity to have been exposed to them, for the opportunity to learn from them. And if you feel like that you have relationships that are unresolved, that you still harbor feelings that are something other than peaceful about that relationship, go back and look and to see what you missed. Go back and look at how the person treated you, and then what you need to learn about it. Shore that up. Release the contempt that you have towards that person. Move forward. And then be able to show love to somebody else. I wish you a blessed day, a wonderful week, and as always, live intuitively.
Thanks for listening to The Intuitive Therapist. If you like what you heard, the best compliment you can give us is to share this podcast with a friend. And be sure to give us some stars and a favorable review at Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen in.